It is always a pleasure to see my good friend Victor as a moderator. The president is not here, but let me begin by expressing our gratitude to the president of the African Development Bank. We call him at ARC the advocate-in-chief of ARC because of his strong call to action, but also support of what we do. I wanted to make 3 points within the 5 minutes allocated to me as a speaker. Just to recognize the importance of the conversation today is such that I'd like to begin by expressing our support to the initiative ACRIFA because they could not come at a better time given the discussions taking place on loss and damage, but also the way to meet the demand in Africa. I think the first point I want to make, about 10 years ago, when the concept of ARC was launched, many people were actually doubtful that parametric insurance is something that can work in Africa for a number of reasons. The culture of insurance is not embedded in public policy in many African countries. Second, a lot of people felt maybe parametric insurance in terms of the premium financing, the lack of affordability will make it extremely difficult to be successful. And then third, whether we are making progress, particularly on the product that we offer to the extent that actually countries were willing to take it. So fast forward 10 years later, those doubts are gone because we've proven through ARC that indeed it can be done successfully. It can be done by providing, as of today, $1 billion worth of coverage, about $150 million of payout, but more importantly, 100 million people actually protected across Africa. And that is something that we should all be proud of as a collaboration at ARC. I think the second point I want to make, and this was actually highlighted at COP27, the global climate crisis can only be addressed by global solidarity, and that is that ARC alone cannot do it. And that is why I'm delighted to see in the room the different players that made ARC a possibility, and that is the WFP ED is not here. What many did not actually know, ARC actually has seen the day because of the support of WFP, because there are the few organizations that believe in ARC 10 years ago, so therefore this is really an example of global solidarity. If you look at ARC today, I could not think of a better example of coming together as a group. Number one, we belong to the African Union, so therefore there's an African leadership behind our institution. Second, we are administered by WFP with the support of the UN, but we benefit from the support of many bilaterals in the room, but also the member states as well. I think this is something that we should celebrate as a way of coming together. My last point is, where do we go from here, particularly within the context of loss and damage and ACRIFA? If we were to scale up what needs to happen so that we can actually protect the people. Number one, diversify our coverage. It's not just about sovereign. It's about humanitarians, as Victor said earlier, but also smallholder farmers so that we can reach as many people as possible across Africa. So I hope with ACRIFA and what you bring to the table allows us to meet the demand by actually scaling up and meeting the demand. Second, disaster does not mean the same thing to all of our countries. It's a multi-hazard situation we're dealing with. So if you're offering only drought, you may not actually meet the demand of the continent, so therefore multi-hazard, tropical cyclone, flood, outbreak epidemic, and other disasters are extremely critical in making sure when we talk to Africa, we talk to the demand as opposed to other things that we're concerned about. So I'm hoping with ACRIFA, not only we can diversify our product offering, but we can also improve data management so we can have reliability on the product that we offer. The business we're in, credibility matters. So it's important that we do that and do it successfully. I think third, it's been said time and time again, the affordability, the accessibility, and the availability of premium finance. It's such, if you want to scale up, we need to provide the subsidies required so our countries can actually afford the premium. And I'm delighted with the African Development Bank, with the partners in the room, we're able to actually provide the kind of support so that we can make what we offer available, but also affordable to our countries. Today, at ARC, one of the gaps we need to fill in is working with the local African private insurers. And that's why I'm delighted to see that the next panel It's about African reinsurers and insurance market, so we can bring in the local content, so we can truly have what you call Africans into African problems. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. Hopefully, we'll get all insights on that. I think last but not least, it is extremely important as we do that, we remember there is a human face to climate change, and that is the millions of Africans across the continent that need to be protected. So I'm hoping that we can get reminded that perspective so we can tell the stories of the impact we have across Africa by what we do, because ultimately, climate change has a human face, the extreme weather condition is getting worse, so we need to have that in mind. So having said that, let me renew once again our support to ACRIFA and looking forward to working closely with African Development Bank to make sure no one is left behind at a time of crisis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.